So remember when Ash's goal was to catch every single Pokemon? Huh, gotta catch them all? More like gotta catch a few, am I right? Okay, but in all seriousness, Ash gets a lot of crap, but he deserves some credit. He may not be catching them all, but he does have a good amount of captures from throughout his travels. And some of the moments when he does make captures are pretty awesome in their own right. So in this video, I'll be counting down the top 10 Ash Ketchum capture moments from the Pokemon anime. But I'm not alone. Joining me is the bro HybridHero.
What's going on, LUMIOSE trainers? HybridHero here. And for this video, Zach and I have compiled together Ash's most iconic, awesome, impactful, and even hilarious capture moments to bring you what we believe to be the top 10. But if there's any moments you think should have made the list, let us know in the comments down below. We hope you enjoy.
Once you're done here, be sure to check out the video we did over on Hybrid's channel going over every single borrowed Pokemon Ash has ever used. Now with that out of the way, let's get started with...
Number 10. Tauros. Though Ash caught 30 different Tauros in one episode, you probably don't remember him catching them because the episode was actually banned everywhere outside of Asia since, you know, a gun was pointed at a 10-year-old. The reason why he caught 30 of them was because he was in the Safari Zone and he was trying to catch a ton of different Pokemon and actually try and fill up his Pokedex. But every time he tried to catch a Pokemon, a stampede of Tauros got in the way, and instead of catching 30 different Pokemon, Ash caught 30 Tauros instead. The only reasons as to why we have this here at number 10 is because not many people have actually seen these captures, and although it's funny, the captures themselves don't have much weight to them. That being said though, if you haven't seen Ash catches Tauros yet, then we highly recommend you do so, as it's sure to give you a good laugh.
Number 9. Caterpie. This is probably Ash's most iconic capture moment ever. Change my mind. The reason is simple, it's Ash's first ever capture. Yeah, it wasn't that crazy epic, but it was still a big moment for Ash. I'm sure everyone remembers this scene, where Ash comes across Caterpie in the Viridian Forest, and then he gets into his catching stance. Then we get one of the most iconic animations from the Pokemon anime, with Ash turning his cap around, the camera zooming into his eyes, and then he releases the Pokeball. It's awesome. It was after this moment that many fans realized that Ash turning his cap around meant that shit was gonna get serious. And I love it.
Number 8. Hawlucha. How do you think it would feel if a champion like Lance came up to you and decided that you were worthy enough to be his teacher? I sure don't know, but Ash might, cause that's pretty much what the forest champion Hawlucha did. After being the previous champion of its forest, Machamp, Hawlucha proved itself strong enough to be the new champion and maintain peace within the forest. There were some issues in the forest though, and during that time, Ash helped Hawlucha with its battle style. After that issue was taken care of, Ash wore his pants this time and set the terms with Hawlucha. He'd battle against it, and if it lost, it'd have to join his team. Hawlucha accepted, and a fast-paced battle with some crazy acrobatic action took place, where Hawlucha even implemented the battle strategy that Ash helped it with. This caused Hawlucha not to win the fight, but rather end it with a draw against Ash's Froakie. Despite that though, Hawlucha reinstated Machamp as the forest champion and decided to join Ash's team. The action from this battle alone makes it a great capture, but the respect that Ash and Hawlucha have for each other, and Hawlucha implementing Ash's battle strategy, were definitely the key parts of this moment.
Number 7. Gibble. Oh yeah, this one definitely had to make the list. This capture moment was a big deal because Gibble is Ash's first ever dragon-type Pokemon. And it ain't just any dragon, it's one that evolves into a freaking pseudo-legendary. This got many fans super hyped for the potential. Not just that, but what makes this moment one of the best is the, interesting journey it took to get to this point. After Ash helped it train its Draco Meteor in the episode prior, Gibble decides to follow Ash in hopes of joining his team. Then the madness ensues. Ash finds Gibble, or more like Gibble finds Ash, agrees to catch it, throws a Pokeball. Gibble eats it, Officer Jenny arrives, he bites her head, Gibble escapes, he eats a park, eats Barry's bike, and then Barry tries to catch it, makes it blast off, Ash finds it, Team Rocket tries to steal it, then they blast off, and then Ash finally catches it. My gosh, what is this? Gibble's Bizarre Adventure? You'd expect these kind of wacky antics to come from the Sun and Moon anime, so this definitely made this a hilarious and unique capture moment.
Number 6. Crocker Rock. Sometimes, what makes a moment is the history behind that moment, and that's definitely true with the time that Ash captured Crocker Rock. After all, when Ash first met this competitive Pokemon, it was only just a Sandile, and fought Pikachu again and again, and even evolved into Crocker Rock during that time. But despite the evolution and the type advantage, it still kept losing to Ash's Pikachu. But Crocker Rock was eager for a rematch, and kept following Ash and Pikachu. Eventually, Crocker Rock did get the rematch that it wanted, and even after losing its trademark sunglasses, it still put up a tough fight. But of course, Pikachu came out on top. Since it wasn't blasted away this time, Crocker Rock was sad about its loss, and began to walk away. But Ash decided to invite it onto his team instead, and Crocker Rock happily agreed. This may just sound like a regular Pokemon anime capture to some of you, but like I said, it was the build up to this moment that made this moment. And since it took Crocker Rock 62 whole episodes from its debut as a Sandile to be captured, you better believe that this capture was damn memorable.
Number 5. Chimchar. Now we all know Chimchar's backstory, right? Paul, this scumbag, treated Chimchar terribly under its ownership. It was always making it feel worthless and pushed it to its absolute limit just so it can use Blaze. Paul just about had enough with Chimchar, and what made it even worse is that during the Hard-Home Tag Battle competition, it was paralyzed with fear when it went up against a Zangoose. So after this, Paul released it. This moment was heartbreaking. Seeing Chimchar beg Paul to give it a second chance, still wanting to prove itself to this horrible trainer only to get rejected? Luckily, Ash was there, always supportive of Chimchar and cheering him on even though he belonged to a rival. So he did what I believe what any of us would have done in this situation. He extended a hand of friendship and asked Chimchar to join him. That was a powerful scene, and it could have easily made the #1 spot. Then we remembered that Team Rocket showed up. Damn it! Come on, are you serious? They ruined a perfectly good and emotional moment. All that buildup of Ash catching Chimchar, just gone. I swear, I hate Team Rocket sometimes. A quick honorable mention I'd also like to point out is Charmander, who pretty much started the whole trend of being abandoned by a shitty trainer and then Ash catches it to turn it into a beast. Chimchar obviously did way better, but we also had to give a quick shout out to the OG.
Number 4. Milton. You never thought that Ash would catch a mythical Pokemon, did you? Well, not only is this his first ever mythical Pokemon, but it's also officially his first ever Steel-type Pokemon. You know, if you don't count Nebby. The way Ash caught Milton was really interesting, cause Ash didn't really do anything for the capture. It was Rowlet that pretty much did all the work. This darkened up Milton decided to leave its group and spend some time with Rowlet for a bit, and during that time, it got so attached to Rowlet that it helped make it become a meme. When Milton was reunited with its group, it turned around and decided that I wanted to stay with Rowlet and waved goodbye to the other Milton. So when Ash saw this, Ash offered to catch it so that it could stay together with this Rowlet. And again, cause Rowlet said yes, Milton also agreed, and Ash went for the capture, only for the Pokeball to get stuck in Milton's head. Which is without a doubt the most memorable part of the capture. But right afterwards, he's successful in his capture, and Milton and Rowlet continue to play with each other, making this one of Ash's most adorable and comedic captures so far.
Number 3. Froakie. A pretty obvious choice for me, but with good reason. Now I always thought the moment when Ash caught Froakie was pretty cool, but later episodes of X and Y reveal way more to this moment than we initially thought. Froakie is a Pokemon that was always an outcast, constantly being returned to the professor by its trainers or straight up running away on its own. That all changed with your boy Ash Ketchum. As you all know by now, Ash and Greninja were meant to be together, so we can unlock his true potential as the almighty best Pokemon ever, don't at me, Satoshi Gekkoga. So that makes the moment where Ash catches him all the more better. I absolutely love how Froakie waits for Ash outside of Sycamore's lab and just nudges the Pokeball in front of him. Truly an awesome moment. And I didn't even mention how they also had an epic moment right before that when they teamed up to stop the raging Garchomp at Prism Tower. If this wasn't an epic start to an epic relationship, I don't know what is.
Number 2. Poipole. It may not be a mythical Pokemon, but it sure is a legendary capture that's out of this world. A big part of what makes Poipole's capture so special is Poipole's naive nature. Poipole is pretty much like a newborn baby, a Pokemon that knows nothing of the world and is learning new things as it explores the world. It bonded and became good friends with Ash's Pikachu, and when the Ultra Guardians couldn't find the Pokemon in the Rotom Dex, Lusamine tells Ash to take care of it for now until they find out where Poipole had appeared from. Ash agrees and attempts to capture Poipole, but remember, Poipole is like a newborn baby. It doesn't know what capturing is. So when Ash tries to capture it, Poipole thinks that Ash is playing with it and avoids every single Beast Ball. It's kind of like the opposite situation with the Tauros if you think about it. Luckily for Ash, Lily recommends showing Poipole what it means to be captured. So after seeing Ash send out and recall Rowlet a few times, Ash goes for his last Beast Ball, only for Poipole to eagerly run up to Ash and capture itself. While the capture was funny, it was Poipole's innocence that really touched our hearts and brought this moment to life, making it our runner-up entry on this list.
Number 1. Layton. Even if you haven't watched the Sun and Moon anime, you've probably heard about the episode where Ash catches Layton. Since its introduction, Ash has been interested in catching Layton, but never really could. For one, it didn't really trust many humans, but also it didn't want to leave its mentor Stoutland. It was old, it was sick, and Layton was just not going to abandon the only family he had. But you knew it was coming. Sooner or later, Stoutland was going to pass away. And when it finally happens, Layton is heartbroken. Luckily, he had Ash, who was there for Layton in his saddest moment, comforting him, making sure he wasn't alone. Then once Layton realized that Stoutland was in a better place, he was finally able to let go and give Ash a chance in catching him. What makes this the best moment is that it wasn't just a battle to catch an awesome Pokemon. It was a story about dealing with hard times, being able to move on, and finding new purpose when all seems lost. So basically, the point I'm trying to get at is pretty simple actually. Watch the Sun and Moon anime. Thanks for watching everyone. Huge shout out to my bud HybridHero for coming along. Be sure to check out the video we did on his channel, going over all the borrowed Pokemon Ash has ever used. Last but not least, make sure to spread some peace, love, and positivity, and we'll see you all next time.